Alrighty, hello, 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 my mad scrappers. I am back. Yeah, with that magazine again. Why? Because I needed something for not 5 Minute Friday. Although I think we're not going to title this Fast Card Friday. Sounds kind of catchy, huh? Because I'm done making myself crazy trying to do a card in 5 minutes. It's impossible for this mad scrapper to do it. So we're just going to show you, come up with a design or take somewhere I saw an inspiration and say, hey, this can be whipped out like really happy, skippy, quickly. So we're back to this magazine only because I had done already this card, but I saw this one and this one screams, I can do it fast. Right? So we're going to find out. I mean, I really quickly went over the instructions and it's done. Hang on. As a square card. And I said no. Because while I am willing, and I'm always saying, if you're willing to make a handmade card, postage doesn't come into play. But I'm just not feeling the square card. So we're going to make it into an A2 card. So let's see. Let's get cracking. Let's see how fast this mad scrapper can duplicate that card, right? So I'm starting with my A2 card. This time, I am not going off the beaten path. I am going to do at least follow one part of that example, and that is that I'm going to grab a different card, one, because that one has a dinged corner, and I'm going to make it the full size of the card. I have decided that for once, we're just going to follow directions. Why? For the sheer experience, or at least, the sample. So I'm going to do other things. I've already thought it out, and I looked at it, and I'm like, yeah, now I want to do something a little bit differently. So I will follow a great deal of it, but not all of it. And here, I got to be more careful with this. This trimmer is not terribly forgiving about me not having, there we go. So we're going to take that little bit off because I ended up with a rough edge, and now I'm going to end up in the rough edge here. And that, of course, is going to it's these little things that make 5 Minute Friday not work. But it's still Fast Card Friday. Why am I cutting all of these up when I'm only going to make one card? Because, well, what the heck? You know what the deal is. You're going to make one, cut four. What the heck, right? So there we go. Now I'm not going to make all four of them during this, but at least now I have it. Okay, so now, and this one is like 4 layers, okay? So I've already cut that one down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So now I'm going to come in. So I did a little bit of figuring out. So I do know that I've got to come in on the next layer at 4 1/16 by 5 5/16. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here is our right there, because we're making it a little bit smaller. So, and then we'll do that one more time, and now I have to count it out again because I wasn't paying attention. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we kind of have to eyeball it, all right? And we end up with a little strip of blue. And then on the other way, we're going to go 4 1/16, because what was 4 1/4? So are we going, yeah, no, I think it's 4 1/8. I think it should be 4 1/8. If I'm wrong, we're going to find out in a second. And if not, I can take a 1/16 of an inch off. So let's see. Let's see if my calculations, yeah, I was right. I was right. I was right. I should believe myself. Why? Because, of course, I have never gone wrong, said the mad scrapper, never. Okay, so yeah, there we go. We are pretty spot on. Actually, I could take it down a little bit more. So again, and these are the thing, maybe I should have done it to 4, but here's the thing. These are not accurate, or I have learned is that these are not accurately measured, but I just want to make sure that the sides and the top and the bottom are pretty equal. I'm going to 4. So we're just going to take that leap of faith, take off that last little bit, and the heck with it. So I'll put on this card, I haven't done it in a while, but I will put, in case you're interested at all, I will put the measurements in the description below. Okay, so yeah, it is 4 inches. So we are now going to go and do this at 4. Cut this one down to 4 inches. Okay, so now we have that. And we'll put that one there. And then we already have our length. So we will cut these 2. I'm only going to keep one of them and set the rest aside. Right? Right. And I did it again. I'm being sloppy. Bad. But you know what, guys? It's like I used to tell the kids when they were little. If it's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Do it right once or do it twice. Your call. So in this case, and look, I have a rough edge on that side too. So we're just going to flip it over and completely cut it off. So there we go. So I have these two pieces. These all go together. And look, I have a handy dandy paper clip. So I'm going to clip these together so I know that those two layers go together. But these are 2 of the 4 layers. Now I come in, I know significantly there seemed to be like almost like a 1/4 inch. So my next measurement, and you know what? I want to write that down. So where it says 4/16, I'm just crossing out because I did write it down. Okay, my next one, this is layer 3, now is 4 15/16 in theory. So 15/16 is right under 5 inches. So we will see. We will see how this plays out. So 4 15/16 by 3 3/4. So let's see how that, because now what we'll do is I want a bigger break. That's what it shows in the sample, and I like it. I really actually did. I liked it. I liked it. I need to come in more. So if we are now at, so we're going to take another 1/16 of an inch. So that makes it, I don't know. I'll tell you in a minute. I just want to make sure it matches up. It's pretty, I think I'm going to take that other 1/16 of an inch off. It's a visual thing. Okay. So now, so we're talking about 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. So it's going to be actually 3 5/8. So I'm going to write that down because I will forget it in a minute. Okay. 3 5/8. Okay. And I want to be able to have the ability, if I want to duplicate this card in the future. So there we go. Okay. So that's at that layer. Now that's that layer. So now we know that I need to do it at 3. This one has to be cut down to 3 5/8. So, which is 1/8 of an inch past. And again, so what was our other measurement again for 15/16? So right there, right short of the 5. That seemed to be fine. That measurement is good. And this one again, 3 5/8, which is just 1/8 of an inch past the 1/2 inch mark. So we got that, and we got that. And again, this is why it will not be 5 minutes. It'll be a little bit longer because we are cutting all of the layers. Okay, let me put these aside. And now we're going for our bottom layer, which in theory, it's just like communism. It works really great on paper, not so much in real life. So we're going to go 4 3/4. And then the other way, when I figured it out, I thought it was 3 9/16. Who is crazy and does this stuff except for me? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. So it's 1 past the 1/2 inch mark, right? Okay, so let's see. Now let's just visually look at this and see how much we like it. Not at all. I think I need, so it's not going to be 9/16. I mean, I like the top and bottom, but I need to take it. So if I go 9/16, I'm going to go to 3 1/2. I have no idea how I went so south on this. But, you know, when you're doing this, because the big problem with this one is the magazine, it does it all, it's on based on a square card and in centimeters. No. The metrics and I just, no, we never got along. I could never wrap my mind around metrics. Okay, so now, actually, so we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7/16, because I think it needs another 16th needs to come off, right? And let's see how that looks. Perfect. Okay, so now I know that that one is 3 7/16, and the 4 3/4 works. So let's do that. Okay, so 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. So just shy of 3 1/2 inches. Okay, and then we're going to do that one. So we decided 4 3/4. And I'm sorry, because we don't need, this is extra work, but you know what? Might as well cut them all, and then I'll do them later. Okay, and then, okay, so 1 shy of the 1/2 inch mark. I remembered now what I said. Ha, ha, ha. That won't last very long. Okay, so now we got all 4 of our layers cut. I'm going to attach these. Let me grab a paper clip real here because I'm right next to my desk anyway. And we will set these aside because we'll make the rest of these up because, like I said, cut 1, cut 4, it's the same thing. I'm going to get rid of these little strippies, but these I'm going to use. Or not all of them, but I'm setting them aside because I will use some of them. Okay, so toss these away. We still have a little bit of boot paper left, a couple of pieces, but this is Recollections. This is Michael's Recollection, I think, or is it Hobby Lobby? I think it might be Hobby Lobby paper. Okay, so now we have all of our layers. So let's go for this right here. And let's see if it, yep, there we go. It covers the cards. So let's take Big Mama, who is like precariously running out of tape. Let's hope she makes it through this one. If not, we may go to wet glue. You know, what the heck. But I'm doing this one with tape. So we're just going to take really quickly and we're going to tape it down. La 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 la. Okay, there we go. That's the musical interlude, guys, as good as it gets. Excuse me. Alrighty, and we're going to line it up bottom and one side. We don't want to see any white. There we go. And there we got it. That's good to go. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to take our next layer and we are going to just attach it to it. So that's the top side. It's funny how it does cut. So there we go. So I am going, because I want a little bit of widget, I'm going to go on a leap of faith. We're going to go with wet glue. That, and because I do not want to take time out now to load tape on Big Mama. Although, shoot, I didn't even think about it. Okay, we're going to do this one. I forgot that I've got tape runners in my drawer right behind me that are begging to be used. So we are going to pull out one of those tape runners. So we're going to go ahead and do this layer. I mean, the good thing about using wet glue, I'm going to be honest with you here, people, is that it gives you a little bit, you know, barely art, which is of course my favorite glue. It gives you some widget time, and I'm putting my pin. Oh my gosh, I did it in one shot. Yay me. I have realized, and I'm having issues. I made sure before I started this card to unclog my bottles. I think the issue I'm having with clogging is that this glue is old. Okay, I bought that, the original bottle and the refill, and that's the last of the refill, at the beginning of the pandemic. So that would have been in 2020, in spring of 2020. You think the glue might be getting old? So there we go. I got that down. And see, this is why actually using the wet glue is a good thing. Now, the next layer I decided, I mean, I can't tell there, but it might look like it is. But I want to bring it up a little bit, but I don't want to use foam tape. And so there is the poor man's foam tape. And we all have it. If you have ordered anything that has come in the box, there is a good chance something came wrapped in this stuff. And this is just that foam sheet wrapping. So it is more or less. So I'm just going to grab my, actually these will do too. We don't have to pull out my Tim Holtz's. Oh, I've been using my big Tim Holtz's a lot lately. So we're just going to kind of line it up, and then we're just going to cut it off just a bit smaller, just on the inside. And then we'll cut it off about right here, give or take. That should be pretty good, right? Is good, is good. Alrighty, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add glue onto our little foamy bit here. And we'll just go around. I mean, again, these cards do not have to, survive to be seen in the Smithsonian, because mine will never, are not museum quality. They do not have to, survive the zombie apocalypse. They just have to get there pretty and be enjoyed. And, it's up to, the person who gets the card as to what, whether they want to keep it forever or it will be recycled. I mean, whichever, it's okay. I mean, I had one I made for my nephew, actually it's Peanut Galleries, but he's my nephew. And I made him a card, and he was like, oh my God, this is the best card I have ever had. It wasn't all that in a slice of bread, okay, guys? But he says, I am keeping this forever. He almost made me cry. I am like, you know what? That is really high praise. So see, now that one is the wider. So I'm going to go ahead, and I just want a little bit of elevation. I don't need a lot, because you can double it. You can do just like how you do if you've seen it, you can do it with foam. You can do it with cardstock. You see a lot of the YouTubers using cardstock to do layers. So I have this laying around. I have a ton of it because I have saved it for this purpose, and I don't always use it. But I'm doing it now because I can. So that is your poor man's foam. It's even cheaper than the stuff I buy at the 99-cent store, because I'm telling you, you've heard me say it. If you've listened to me, you've heard me say it. If you're paying more than 99 cents for your foam, You're paying too much, guys. Go get it at the 99-cent store and save yourself that little bit of money and then buy something really cool with it. Okay, so right now we have got our card set up. That's all I can do right now with it because now we need, this is the piece that we're going to stamp on. So we are going to grab Miss Misty over here, who she is facing retirement. I have to break down and get myself a new Misty because the lid is broken. And that's my issues with my Misty, I think, is the fact that I broke the lid right there. So you see, it's like, you know, I've had her for quite a few years. So there you go. And I'm not always the most careful person. I admit it. One should have insight. And I've taken, you've seen, I have my scrapbook.com sticky mat. I love this thing. I don't know how I made it through without it, because now I don't have to worry about the card. I can put my magnets on this and it will stay. Actually, no, I want to, let me just pull it up. I forgot because of where I'm putting the stamp. I'm going to go to that one, and that way I know. I mean, I just lined it up. The grid lines help a great deal with putting your paper straight. Okay, now we're going to go to these and these stamps, and I made a new bag. This is another thing why you save the packaging bags from your from other things, because they might come in handy, because I just put it in the trash. But if you guys remember, I'm trying to find it. Here's the bag for this one. I'm just sharing this with you. And so again, this is why it's not a 5-minute Friday. You'll see this one is the one it came in, and it got all stuck to it, and it continued to stick. And it's just plastic and not of the greatest quality. So I just grabbed the bag, found one that fit, and I'm like, oh, there we go, yay! And I just cut the top off of it so I can now use it as the storage envelope for it. Now we're going to use this stamp, the snowflake one. So we're going to go this way. I'm going to stamp off, and I'm going to stamp a little on the high side because I'm putting my sentiment down here. So we're going to go a little bit on the high side, and I want to have about 3/4 of it, more like 80% of it there. And then it has the little middle piece that is not the easiest thing to fit in there. So it just barely fits. It's like, again, and remember, this is, you get what you pay for. It was, it was free with the magazine, and trust me, I bought the magazine on sale, so I am not complaining. Okay, so we've got that. Now we're going to grab our Versamark, and I need to retire this Versamark. I have had it for 10 years, if not a day. Kid you not. But we're going to ink it up. Make sure the inside of that snowflake. One of the things I think we need to do, because this is acrylic, is not press hard. I think I figured that out from the last card. We just have to go a little bit easy, and it'll be a little bit forgiving with us. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp down. And the thing is, the way you can like almost see it. Can you see? I don't know if you can see like where it's stamping down. So I'm not pressing too hard, but let's take a look. It looks great. Actually, I did what I need is now I need to step in the middle, press down in the middle, and it may be that I didn't get enough ink on that middle snowflake. So better, but not perfect. So we're going to go right there, and I already forgot again that I didn't use my stamping buddy. I swear to Pete, people, I have to like hang it from my forehead to remember. Okay, so is that good? Let's see. I mean, the snowflake, I'm not happy with it, but I don't want to press too much on it. That seems to be better. I think it's going to be as good as it gets. It's the little top one. One more press, and I'm calling it good. So now we are ready to take it off. All right, so we got that. I'm going to set this aside and not close it. Now we're going to grab our tray, toss that into the tray. We're going to have we're using silver, whatchamacallit, Vossi Fold. And while I'm at it, I'm sorry for that noise, but I'm going to heat up Mr. Milwaukee there. Because if you preheat it just a little tiny bit, it's amazing how much better and how much faster. It's more like faster. So if you're of the impatient nature, like some of us, there we go. And there we'll see, because this might just, I think this is going to backfire on me. It is going to backfire on me. Yes, it is. Because, oh, better. Believe it or not, I put it right next to my face. And I've gotten those little wispies over here. It needs a little bit more. So I'm just going to, on that little corner right there, it didn't pick it up. Better. Right? Right. I just have to take that off. Okay. We'll put that here. We're going to put that there. Hope it doesn't fall. If not, I'm going to have silver embossing powder all over creation. And we're going to go ahead and emboss this. See, look how quickly. Why? Because it's hot. So guys, it's worth taking that 30 seconds, that 1 minute, that whatever. And there we go. And there's our snowflake. Now we're going to turn it off because we don't need it to be hot anymore. And now, believe it or not, we are ready to take that layer and put it down here because everything else I will be working on it. I just got like glue flows on it. So see, now we're going to center it on that layer with a little narrow band. So again, because I want that widget time, we are going to go and we're going to go around the edges. And I don't know why I need to be so exacting and why I do some of the things I do. It's just, Mayra, get some glue on the card, okay? This doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, it is the beauty of a handcrafted item. And since, in all honesty, I'm making this card for a guy. This is going to be a guy's. It'll have a little bit of bling, a little bit of sparkle, not too much, but my brother-in-law's birthday is coming up. Actually, he is Steve's brother-in-law. He was married to his sister who is no longer with us. But he has remained very, very close to the family, always, all of these years. And he's pretty cool beans. So he gets a handmade card. So now we're there. I want to put my sentiment down here. So I am back to, but you know what? Before I do anything, let's pour this back into my little bottle right here. So let's just, what are you going to use my fan brush and just really quickly, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be out of this tray. Real quick, because we're going to use it in a second anyway. And it never fails. I get some of it falls out, but oh my goodness, you know, that's, you know, maybe 1/10 of a penny. So what we'll do is we're going to sweep. Housekeeping! There we go. Good enough. Okay, so now we're going to work on our sentiment stamp. Now remember what I told you? That we were going to need these strips, or we were going to use these strips here. I'm going to take a short one. That's because I'm going to stamp on it. So now I'm going to come back. We're going to pull our star. Had I been doing this in production mode, I would have stamped them all off. I would have done all of them at once and then moved on. But we are not. We are doing a card. You know, later maybe I'll show you all the ones I did. But yeah, we're just doing one card. And where's my other magnet? Where did it go? Is it stuck on the bottom? It is not. It is gone. We don't know where. It went on vacay. So there you go. How rude. If I don't get to go on vacation, it shouldn't be able to go on vacation. We're going to have to complain for the management. Okay, so I'm just lining it up to make sure it's straight. And then there's one sentiment here. Wishing you, let me put that away, a sparkling birthday. So let's go for it. So I'm going to, and there went my, oh, there's where the magnet went. I knew it had to have gotten picked up by something. So I'm going to put one here and one here to keep my mat down. And now we're going to take my little sentiment. We're going to make sure, actually, let's rub it up, because it's a brand new one. And I am going to bring it in a little bit. I'm going to bring it down because I'll probably just trim off. I learned a trick on a YouTuber on when you have to trim off on these. That's a really cool little hack. So I want to teach it to you. So we're using this as another teaching moment, which is, again, why I can't do a 5-minute card. I mean, I could, because I could fast forward this and do a voiceover. Guys, I don't like voiceovers. I feel they're very impersonal. I'd rather just be chitting and chatting with you as I'm working on this card, pretending that you're actually there in the camera, you know, in my phone, watching me and not watching me a day or two later when I get this edited and uploaded to YouTube. I mean, there you go. So, I mean, because that's my kind of crazy. But I do. This is how I like to do it. So I hopefully you guys are okay with the MaddScrapper and her madness, because this is pretty much, I know I'm an acquired taste. I don't honestly think that I'm all that and a bag of paper, okay? You know, or a package of stamps or dies or whatever. I'm really not. Usually I just say package of paper. I am not all that. but I have fun. And I love doing what I do. And this is just, you know, my little, this channel, and what I do here is my happy place. And guess who forgot to use the Stamping Buddy again? I don't even know why bother to have one. Good grief. All right, so where's our silver? Let's see how much our luck holds out. But we're just going to put some silver embossing powder. We won't use too much. Let's see if God is favoring fools and children, and he has taken pity on me. Woohoo! Thank you, Lord. Oh my goodness. We're going to take this, and this is the brush actually I like to use to brush off the tray. It is soft, and I seem to not get that much spillage. Okay, I'm going to put the little plug in the bottom. Let's close this up. While I'm doing that, let's heat up our friend, Mr. Milwaukee, again. And now we'll grab our little piece of paper and see. I mean, it's not long enough. We should probably let it more longer, but let's see how much that one. Oh, look, it worked. Look how fast that went. And there we go. Don't want to leave it on too long because it'll just make it bubble up and not be clear, but you can read it. Can you see that? Wishing you a sparkly birthday. So now I'm going to grab my paper trimmer. And this end is easy. We're just going to trim it down. I want to make it about a 1/2 inch. So if I take that to the edge there, that's about a 1/2 inch. A little bit less. We'll go like that there. I'm eyeballing it. Okay. Now, I do want to trim it. I could sit here and finagle it, but it's a bit of a pill. So guess what? This piece that came off is going to be my friend. So I'm going to line it up. We'll take the side that's not fuzzy. Actually, both of them are. I'm going to line them up like that. See? We're going to grab a piece of mint tape. It doesn't matter what you want to use. Your favorite, you know, low-tech tape. And now, guess what? I have a wider piece, whoops, to work with. Now I can go in. Ideally, you want to use even a bigger piece, but this gives me enough maneuvering that I can now come in and line and at least straighten this out and more or less cut that to where I want it to be. And hopefully that wasn't too close. And if it is, well, I'm gonna have to deal with it. Not too bad. Now, see, now I have to come on the other side. So we're going to do that again. Now we have to do it on this side. The same thing. Do I have a wider? There's got to be. Here we go. This one's an even wider piece. There we go. This will be my friend. So we'll just line it up here again. And there we go. Now I can come in. And again, just take off a smidgen. I'm only going to take off a smidgen because I overdid it on that side. And probably it looks like I need another smidgen. So I'd rather take several tries and do it that way. Oh my goodness. And not sabotaging myself. So let's push it back a little bit. We're going to take that right there. There we go. And I think we're going to quit while we're ahead. So now I have my strip. Pretty good. Not perfect, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. God is perfect, and that's it. So that's all we care. Alrighty, so now I need to, so how much, how this ends up being a smidge under 3/4 of an inch. Whoops, sorry about that. Sorry. Did I knock you guys? Did I make you crooked? I made you crooked. So let's make you straight. There we go. So now we're going to come in and so it's the 3/4. I got to come in a little bit. So let's go with an inch. Let's just make it an inch for right now. Or a smidgen less than an inch. How about that? Because I just want a little band of area on both sides. So let's see how that works out. Because I want to build this up off the blue. Because I'm doing the blue on the blue. So let's see. And that's not the piece I need, Dorcas. This is the piece I need. And I like that. That works for me. That absolutely works for me. So now here's one thing, and this is how it's done in the magazine, and I was unsure about it, but I'm kind of feeling it. So we're going to take it and we're going to cut it at an angle. We're going to angle it, right? It's this way. It is, if I do it this way. So now I'm having trouble visualizing it. It is, I'm going to do it this way. Yep. So that it goes down. So I'm just going to decide unilaterally that's how much I want to take off. That look good? Except, yes, except I cut it in the direction I didn't want to, but that's okay. Only you and I are going to know this, right? Nobody's telling on me, right? Shh, it's our secret. Okay, so now, I don't know why, I was having a moment. I have many moments. So now we're going to take, and I'm going to use tape because I don't want to wait. And because I know I have enough tape to do this at least. So we are going to go with Big Mama. And we're just going to put a couple, just a little bit of tape on each edge, close to the edge as I can. And then actually with that, that's good enough. We'll take that little smidge. And now what I'm going to do is put it down this way. Oh my Lord. And we are going to, and this is the skinny one, right? Tell me this is. I think they both look about the flipping same. Am I crazy? No, it was a little bit wider. Okay. So we're just going to center it right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Maybe a little smidge up. There we go. And we are going, and now what we have to do is trim again. Because now I've got to take, actually, no, I'm not going with the trimmer. Let's not be crazy here. I'm crazy enough. Why don't we use our scissors? Let me use these better. So I'm just going to more or less eyeball that because we can do it in one snip, right? Look at that. Not bad for a mad scrapper, right? Now I know I have, do I have a little sliver? Again, I want to put this off and I have little pieces of this hanging around. So I'm just going to go, and let me see, how wide do I want to make it? So we're going to take off about a ½ inch off of that. Works, that works. And then I'm just going to make it a little, trim off a little bit this way. It's good, it's good. It's all right, it's all right. And there we go. So you get the Mad Scrapper, you get crafting, and you get sound effects and craziness because, you know, why not? Life is just it's too long to be sane all the time. It is so much better when you're crazy, when you're the Mad Scrapper and people buy it. Trust me, my family, you know, everybody has that one relative, the kook of the family. I'm my family's kook. I always tell them, I go, guys, you just have me around here for entertainment value. It just is, you know, I'm quite frankly my father's daughter. My dad was a total goof, and we loved him for it. So I am paying it. I'm just keeping it going. I'm keeping it going. And then I have my mini-me, which is Tatiana. And she, too, got the goof gene. So it just keeps carrying on and carrying on. So there you go. So see, it brings it up a little bit. I mean, I could add more. I could just add another layer and pop it out, but I don't want to. That is enough to bring it up. So now all I have to do is add some glue to the back of my foam, right? Right. Okay, set that aside. And we are going to add that right down here. And that wasn't bad. I lined it up pretty good. No problems with schmutzes or anything. So there is my sentiment, and it looks really pretty. And that's the way it is in the magazine. But to me, it needs something. It needs a little bit of blingage. I thought about it when I saw that. I'm like, yeah, so I'm talking here while I'm getting that pin back in here. So I went and found sparkly bits. But I have, so, and I'm actually use my tray because they'll stick to this and I'll never get them off this tray. But what they are is they're just, they're glitter. This is from Hobby Lobby. So this is Hobby Lobby glue, but they're snowflakes. Yay! So we're going to add some snowflakes. Wrong side. So I'm just going to pick some up and okay, I need silver ones. Or some of them are blue. That's a blue one. There we go. So that's a silver one. That looks silver. It looks silver and it's got that one. I don't need those guys. I just want the snowflakes. So let's put one right there. Just, you know, kind of lackadaisical wherever, you know, whatever it strikes me. No, I want it there. Yeesh, disobedient. I'm going to put one up there, except it picked up one of those square ones. There we go. So now I pick it back up and drop it back down there. And we're going to have another one. I'm thinking about there. What do you guys think? And I know that we, 4, so that's 4. So we always want them in odd numbers. And this one also wants to be attached to one of the squares. So we're going to pick that up. And you are going to come down here. Sounds like a plan, right? And maybe even, let's see, because that makes it 5, which we'd like it to be in. Now, there's a part of me that wants to put one right there. But no, now do we want one? How about right there? What do you guys think? I don't know. I think with the other ones, it might be enough. We're gonna percolate on that one and see if it grows on us. But now we're gonna grab my narrower nozzle bottle. I'm gonna put these aside, and then we're gonna pick it up with my little pickup tool here that I got from this is Maker's Forte, is who I got this from. And I love it because it's just got this rainbow color. When I saw it, I fell in love with it and said, I must have that. It must be mine. And so we're going to add that down right there. And then we're going to add that right down there. We're just going to pick them up and put them down and pick them up and put it down. And my friends, there is our card. I like it. I'm going to move that one over. I think I can move it a little bit. There we go. And there you guys go. Here is your Fast Card Friday. I have no idea how long it's taken. I will see it in post-production. I'll put it down there. You guys will know how long and whether it was worth hanging out with me or not. I had fun. I like it. Now that I've got this all cut out, because now I've produced a bunch of layers, I can crank out 3 more cards. So hopefully you enjoyed this. And if you did, give me a thumbs up, drop me a note, say, hey, or, and if you want to see more of my continuing madness, you guys know what to do. Subscribe and ring that bell. But I'm going to let you know because I have more stuff to do, including, I think, busting out a Jell-O chocolate pudding. I feel sweet, like I need this little sweet thing. So there's my 100 calories. So have a great night, guys, or a great day. Go out there, craft, and make something beautiful. And don't forget, we are all a little mad here. So come on over, craft the madness with me, okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!